Well, I'm glad you came back for another Mark 2:38 devotional. We're getting close to the end of the book, and today we are in chapter 14. I want to look today at Jesus' time in the Garden of Gethsemane. And here, Jesus' death is impending. He feels the pressure. We're told in verse 33, he began to feel deeply distressed and troubled. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. And so sometimes we want to say, oh, don't worry, don't be afraid, especially, with the virus we have going on at the moment. Like, oh, don't fear that. You're a Christian. Well, Jesus was human, and his humanity meant that when he knew difficult times were ahead, that he felt distressed. He felt troubled about those things. And when he did, he went to God in prayer. And I think that's a tremendous example for us. And there's a couple of things as we keep going down through this text. Not only does Jesus go to prayer, he takes people with him. We see the importance of community, of encouragement, of support, that even Jesus needed that. And then two things at the end of that, when he comes to back and he finds the disciples sleeping. And he says to them, watch and pray so that you don't fall into temptation. I think that at this time is particularly important to us. Watch and pray. You're out of your normal routine. You're doing things differently. There's all sorts of fear and problems around us. Watch and pray so that you don't fall into temptation, because there are still temptations that we can fall into. Just because we're not around other people, just because the nightclubs are closed, doesn't mean temptations have gone away. And then the last thing in verse 38, watch and pray so you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Even as Jesus came back, found that his disciples had let him down, that they had gone to sleep, he empathized with them. He knew the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And when we come to Jesus with our faults, our flaws, we always find grace.